Welcome to the show, Dick Bright. You are a performer, author, collaborator, producer, and actor with over 50 years of experience. Initially, you trained as a classical violinist, and you've gone on to work on various projects, appearing in the films Mrs. Doubtfire and Metro. You've played at the late Steve Jobs' wedding. You booked James Brown for the Venetian Room at the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco. As an author, your book, Making It in the Music Business, was released this year, sort of a how-to guide for aspiring musicians. There's tons to talk with you about, Dick, and we'll crack right onto the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Tom. Let's start off. Skyler Jett, the best vocalist I ever worked with, talking about all the great things I did. Skyler Jett.
Oh my God! No, you're amazing. You're an icon to me, man. I mean,
a legend in my own mind, Skyler.
Well, man, can you imagine how many musicians you probably forgot their names by now?
Don't tell them. Do I still have to pay them if I forgot their name?
Well, it's so many musicians, man. You've been the band leader for us. Let's talk about it, your journey and how fun it's been up to this point.
Well, I feel so blessed, as I know you do too, Skyler, in that I found music at age 7. My dad he's my true Bob Bright, who I think you met at a SRO gig. That was a party band together, Tom, called SRO, big corporate party band. We were kings of the corporate circuit in the 90s.
Yeah.
Hewlett Packard and Oracle were flying us to Puerto Rico and Rome. My dad and mom came to a few gigs and met Skyler, but he was a public school music teacher. He was the real Mr. Holland. So he was my inspiration that you can actually do what we do and pay the bills. So many young musicians, they go to Berklee School of Music, they watch YouTube and think you can sit in your living room with a ukulele and be a rock star. It's hard work. So I always had the work ethic ever since I was a little kid. I knew it meant work. My violin teacher studied with Jascha Heifetz, the world's greatest violinist. And it was, you know, the old joke, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. So I feel I've been successful because our society is so shortcut oriented. It's YouTube, it's TikTok, it's Cliff Notes, it's 30 seconds. There's no substitute, as Skyler can tell you. You want to be a great singer, sing 1,000 notes a day. You want to be a great writer, write 1,000 words a day. So I really attribute all my success to the work ethic instilled in me by my dad.
Yeah, but you fell in love with it, though.
I love music from the get-go. You know, it's so funny. My parents, this is the 1960s. This is how old I am. We'd go to Las Vegas, and they'd go play the slot machines, the penny slots. But at night, they felt so guilty, they took us to a show. So at age 7 and 8, I saw Wayne Newton, Sammy Davis, Liberace. So it was in my DNA, Jack Benny. Since I was like 7 years old, I love show business. I got a big dose. Plus, I was practicing every day. So it was just very natural transition. It's like I can't do anything else. So I had to figure out a way to make a living playing music.
So are you writing music?
You know, Skyler, I always say I'm an arranger. I'm like a point guard. I'm like Steph Curry. I'm going to make your song sound better or help you realize show you strings and horns and sounds that will elevate your song, orchestrate it to even get more emotion out of it. Not really a writer. I pride myself on being an arranger.
Dick, I've always wanted to say this to you. You're writing and you don't know you're writing.
All you smart guys tell me that.
No, listen. Whenever you jamming,
yeah,
and somebody say take a solo,
yeah,
that wasn't there before.
Yeah, I hear you. I think we're just playing with words. Or as my dad would say, you should play solo. Solo, I can't hear you. That's the Bob Bryant. Right? but seriously, I appreciate that. I feel the love, and I hear you, and I know maybe I'm fake humble or something. I think of it as arranging, not writing, but it's you.
Yeah, I wish someone would be at some gigs where you're jamming and they say, Dick, take a solo.
Yeah.
Because you create that on the spot.
Yeah.
And then you can go tape those like that, and you can create a whole song from what you created spontaneously. Right?
Well, it's so interesting, Scott. I know you're having me on, but I talk just as much talk about you because you're like amazing, one of the most amazing people I've worked with. And you used to tell me you would do demos for Narada, Michael Walden, who produced Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, and they bring you in to do the demo. You're basically helping to create these amazing melodies that these other singers sang. I mean, you were writing those songs too in that same way, in my opinion.
Thank you, brother. I mean, when you let it flow, I don't read music. I've written so many songs just singing the parts that I want.
Yeah.
If it's a string line.
Well, you know what we share? It's like we are just, my dad used to say, this person or that person, you're so musical. Maybe some people call it talent. You're a musical person, Skyler. I'm a musical person.
Right.
There are other people who are just, and they're playing music, but you can tell they're not, it's by the numbers. They're not musical.
And I love all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love all styles. I mean, that's what Music for Global Change is about, because
it's funny you were saying in terms of me, like I knew early when I was a teenager, you know, and I was being groomed for the Los Angeles Philharmonic. And then I discovered sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and my classical career was over.
Yeah.
But in high school, when the cool kids were listening to Zeppelin and Hendrix, I was listening to the Carpenters and the Tijuana Brass and really corny stuff. But it's all really musical, all that old corny 60s. It's all melody, you know?
Yeah. Tom?
Well, I just want to talk a little bit about the Dick Bright Orchestra, because you are considered as being one of the top party bands in the US, described as a show like no other. Tell us a little bit about what happens if we went and saw the Dick Bright Orchestra. What happens on one of your shows? I'm
going to be really honest. The current Dick Bright Orchestra is not what SRO was.
Okay.
They call them casuals bands. So to play a wedding now, let's say, I'll call one of 3 drummers, one of 3 guitar players, and they're all great, and we've all played the same music. But that's what we call a casuals band, a party band. The SRO band, standing room only, which Skyler, you came up with the name, I think.
Yeah.
And I never paid you extra for that.
Hey, wait. There was no more room on the stage.
Yeah. So my agent at the time, Peter, who says hello, said in the early 90s, these party bands wanted to elevate their game. So they added horns and they rehearsed rather than just getting together. And he said, we need an ultimate party band in San Francisco. And I'm also from a theater background. So I added choreography, professional dancers, an all-girl string section, and comedy. I have a wicked sense of humor. And SRO was the best show band for about 15 years around the world, because it's in my book. It's not brain surgery. These are the elements of show business. You want to play them, but it starts with playing the music right. It's the music is the engine of the car. If the engine isn't running right, you can have all the hood ornaments and all the fancy stuff, but it's you know.
Yeah.
So we had choreography, we had lighting, we had costumes, we had these hip hop dancers. So I'm not bragging, but I was the first to bring all those elements into a traditional party band. So you do these corporate gigs for companies like Cisco or Oracle, and there'd be 1,000 people there, and 800 would be men, because it's kind of a sexist corporate world back then.
Yeah.
And you have 800 men and 200 women. How many people are going to dance? So we created a show that even if they weren't dancing, they could stand there and just love the show. And maybe that's that early Vegas from 7 years old, Skyler. It's called show business. It's a business and it's a show. My whole point of this book, which I'm loving, it's like I'm paying it forward, is Lily Tomlin said, it's not called show art. It's called show business.
That's right.
And you know, so I took a very business approach, Tom, to create the great party band experience. Now you come see us now. Yeah. The music is great. There's a little bit of choreography. Dooney's still singing lead. Skyler Jett, our good friend Dooney Jones. He's killing it still.
Oh,
that's one of the best falsettos we've ever heard.
That's right.
So we're killing it musically,
Mm.
but it isn't the show that SRO was.
Right.
Yeah.
I took a very business approach, Tom, to making it the best in demand, and as my agent
Yeah.
Peter always says, you can't raise your price till you're getting like 2 calls for the same night. So
Okay.
it's on the artist, if you're trying to make money doing this, to create a product. Like any entrepreneur, find a niche and create a product that nobody else has, and
Right.
then create demand.
What people were in love with us is because it was all kinds of genres that we were doing.
Yes. You know what's changed, Skyler, is the big thing now are tribute bands. It's Tom Petty tribute band. It's Neil Diamond tribute band. They play one guy's music all night. In our day, we'd sell out Bimbo's, the best nightclub in San Francisco. We'd sell 800 tickets because we played everything from Tony Bennett to Bruno Mars.
Everything.
Now they just play one cat's music, and that's, for some reason, it's changed, Skyler, the whole party scene.
Well, I mean, now I'm totally into this social conscious thing, right? And so I've been producing a lot of this music and trying to develop artists to write more social conscious music. It's a lot of fun because when the young people hear what I'm doing in Dublin, Ireland, and I took a bunch of 12-year-old kids in with me, right? It's a YouTube studio, man, and just it was amazing. Their parents, all these people from Ireland, and they're like, "Wow, I seen all you're singing on the Titanic, and that's here." And it, that was like so big to me for these, especially babies. They looked me up.
How lucky are they that you're over there now, and we don't have you over here now?
Well, God, man, from what I'm seeing over there, man, it's crazy.
What also you starting out in America and being where you're being, smart people say music is the universal language. It truly is. It is truly the element that connects the world.
Yeah.
You're like using that for good, and because everyone has that connection.
Well, see, we have with the internet, I can introduce you to somebody in another country. You write a song together. And you go, let me introduce you to my fans. And they do the same thing to you. Well, we can grow our fans that way.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I just want to touch on your book. Where can people get a copy of that, and what can they find in it?
It's on Amazon Books.
Okay. All right.
Or you can go to my website, send me a personal message.
Yeah.
And happy to send it to folks. It's actually called Working for a Living. That was getting permission from our friend Huey Lewis for the title.
Yeah.
And like I said, the inspiration was, I'm 71. I've had a great life. It's like, to all these young musicians, here's all the mistakes I made. I'm trying to save you a dime here.
Right.
Plus, there's a lot of stories. I was the band leader. Tom was called the Venetian Room at the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco from 1982 to 90. It was an old supper club. So I had the house band. We play a little New York during dinner, and then we'd back up Tony Bennett, James Brown, Ella Fitzgerald, B.B. King, Oscar Peterson. This was 6 nights a week, 52 weeks a year. Amazing. And you want to talk about feeling blessed, Skyler. But what happened is the economics went bad. They closed the room, and out of lemons came lemonade. We started SRO when I lost that gig.
And SRO was so unique because, like I said, we might do some, anybody, Parliament Funkadelic, right? And then we turn around and do Beauty and the Beast,
Yeah, I know.
Totally.
It was wonderful. Getting back to the book, Tom, I did 10 interviews. So the book is about the different ways you can go teach, like my dad. Our drummer from SRO, John Mader, learned how to read music like nobody, and now he's the top drummer for Hamilton.
Yeah.
No, we've had him on the show.
Broadway. Our friend Greg Adams from Tower of Power, top session musician. He wrote all those original horn charts. So I interview these experts. I take the concertmaster, the Oakland Symphony, San Francisco Symphony, and I ask them questions. What don't they teach you in school? So it's all the stuff that you don't get in college or in music school. It's the real deal. And I have these Dave Stroud, top vocal teacher. I ask him, what does it mean to be a great teacher? So I think the interviews were the most fun part for me. And I think there's a lot of stuff for aspiring musicians. These kids go to Berklee School of Music. They owe $100,000. They don't have. They're going to go work at McDonald's. They don't have a clue, and this book is for them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, all them years and the decades.
Yep.
We remember all the clothes from each decade. Right?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I have a whole chapter about how to be. Your clothes matter. You know, Nirvana. Your look matters. A lot of young musicians, they just don't understand.
Right.
You know, you are what you wear. If you're going to go play a wedding, if you notice, all the people who are doing the food are in black and tuxedos.
Right.
There's a reason it's called uniform. Look at the Beatles. They created uniforms and a look.
Right.
Cats get up on stage, they don't have a clue what to wear. You know.
Yeah.
I think the big point of my book is that we have a generation, Skyler. They go to YouTube, and they watch they watch Idol, American Idol, or The Voice.
Yeah.
And they think you can strum a guitar in your bedroom and sing one song and you're a star. You and I know.
Yeah.
It's skewed young people's idea of what it means to be successful. I always say stardom is a byproduct of hard work. It's not a profession. Unless you're the Kardashians, then it's a profession.
Right.
But in general, stardom is a result of hard work and a little bit of luck and timing. But so my book is, our society is so geared away from doing the hard work with the way social media is skewed and television and streaming and TikTok. I don't think everyone can be a star in 30 seconds. Yeah. And I think it's well,
especially like the level we're used to, because when my mom used to take me to see Motown in the 60s.
Oh my God.
They didn't even have stage monitor, and it's like perfect pitch.
Yeah.
And so today they got the auto tune. You know, you're not even listening to the singer. They just mimicking themselves.
Exactly.
It's sick, and we got to get away from that. That's why
I'm with you.
I'm out to reintroduce the human sound.
You know, those records are wonderful. The other thing I talk in the book about being in a band and like Motown, it's teamwork. It's working together. It's like for the greater good. It's what you're doing. Music for global change. You're doing music for the greater good. When the band is right, we're all working together like a sports team. Music will teach you great things for life. Be generous, be patient, discipline, listen. I got a great quote in the book. Larry King said, "I never learned anything while I was talking." And I thought that was a great quote, Skyler, you know? So I think when you're in music, not only is for the good of the world, it can make you a better person.
Dick, we're going to get all your information, man. I love you, brother. Thanks for coming on.
You guys are so nice to have me, Tom. It's great to meet you. Skyler, we miss you. I'm going to give everybody from SRO, we're all still pals, much love. From our bass man, Dwayne Pate, to Dooney Jones. And
Dwayne was on my show. John Mader, he was on there.
Yeah.
John Mader did it?
We did.
Yeah.
He did it with us. If you can give us any sort of websites or any kind of social media that you're on, what I'll do is put the links to those in the description of this video.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I have a website.
Yeah.
Great music.
There you go.
You know, direct message me at the website or Facebook.
Yeah.
Cool.
Love you, brother. Love
Back
you, man.
at you guys.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.